Okay, so let's continue with next part. So where we are supposed to perform operations like saving the data into database, reading the data from database that we have already done, updating the value stored in a database, and editing the value present in the database. So we are going to perform using other operations. We are going to perform CRUD operations on this thing. So edit, delete, update. Sorry, edit is update only. Edit, delete, and save. These are three important things. So for save or for adding a new record and updating the record, we'll use save button. For updating along with save, we'll be using edit button also. So let us see how we can use edit button. So here, while records are getting displayed in a tabular manner, we are going to add a method to it that when some user will click on click button, call the method edit. So we are going to define that method shortly. So user is going to call the edit method. So when user will click on edit method, the record should be displayed on this form. The information about that record should be displayed on this form, and then user should be able to update the values and click on save button. So for that, we are going to pass for displaying that information of the record which user wants to edit. We are going to pass the information about that record to this method. So we'll use a plan dot. So here everything about plan will be displayed over here. So this plan is nothing but my data, and my data contains the information about user, that is particularly the information is displayed from over here, that is lecture number, topic, book reference, CO, methodology, subject, year, and along with that the most important thing required is ID. Based on that ID, user is going to, or we can send the information to the MongoDB that we want to update a particular ID. I want to update a particular ID, and that ID we will be receiving from MongoDB database. So that ID will be plan dot underscore ID. This is the ID that we'll be receiving from MongoDB, and other things as usual. See, in MongoDB, everything is represented using underscore ID attribute, which is a by default unique primary key. So that's what we are going to use over here. Then the first thing that we need to pass is underscore ID to the edit function. Then lecture number, plan dot lecture number, oh, I forgot n, plan dot topic, plan dot book reference, then plan dot co, comma, plan dot methodology. So let us press enter over here. Then plan dot subject, and finally plan dot year. So we are displaying this information. So basically we are passing this information to edit method. So where we are going to write the edit method, we are going to write the edit method inside the controller. So here we can write edit method, say dollar scope dot edit is equal to. So what we are going to do, we are now telling that edit is a function. So we'll write it is a function. Since it is a function, there will be opening and closing curly bracket, and to this function we are passing this information. So okay, so I'm just simply copy pasting this thing, and these are the attributes. So let's delete this plan dot and all. Let's keep only attribute names. So we'll using same name for attribute as well as values. attribute so that there will not be any kind of confusion or typing mistakes, something like that. Arguments and actual variables, we are keeping it same. So these are the arguments which are passed to this method. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this values to the attributes that are set over here. So if you can see here, so there's a lecture number which is the ng model, so that if we'll set lecture number in controller, it will be displayed in this field. So ng model is topic. So if I'll set a topic variable in controller, the value will be displayed in this in this input box. If I'll set value for book reference in controller, it will be displayed in this input box, and so on. And how to set the value? So here I'll write something like this: dollar. I'll use scope for it. Scope dot let's say not look book number, not lecture number. Lecture number is equal to, I can write this thing. So lecture number is equal to lecture number semicolon, and I'll remove this thing. So what we are doing, the lecture number that we have passed to this method, we are setting it to scope dot lecture number. And since the scope is used to hold all the attribute values, and also it can link this thing. So this, when we will set scope dot lecture number, this value will be displayed in this text box, and so on. So similar to this, I can set values for everything. Just time being for few seconds, let's keep it over here only. Now I can set values for other attributes also. So scope dot topic is equal to topic semicolon, and still there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more attributes that we need to set, or 5 more values that we need to set. So copy paste 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's a book reference. So we'll set it over here, book reference, paste. So we have set book reference. Now we'll set CO is equal to CO. Okay, let's do a bit of formatting. Then after CO, we have methodology. Then subject. And finally year. Let's delete this thing. And about ID, where we can set the ID. ID is something which is meaningful value when it comes to MongoDB, but when it comes to user, it's like a big number in exact decimal format, which he does not understand, and particularly not interested in also directly. So as a programmer, we are interested, but as a user, they are not much interested. Ki what is ID? They just want to update or delete the record or add the record. So for that purpose, now I'm going to create here a hidden field, a row for hidden field. So a row, and then table data. So first field, I'm keeping it as blank, and in second thing, I'm going to set a hidden field. So input type is equal to hidden, and model for that ng hyphen model is equal to underscore id. So it's a field called underscore id. Now it's a ng, it's a hidden field, so I can assign the value to it, but it will not be displayed. But it's important when we want to edit or delete the record. So now here we are setting this thing. Sorry, dollar scope dot underscore id is equal to I and underscore id. So and semicolon. So oh, here I have written id. Okay, so we can change it to underscore id and now it's fine. So it's already set. Now what will happen if I'll click here on an edit button, information will be displayed on text boxes which are available on form. Let's see whether it's working or not. So let's refresh it. I'll click on edit button on this field. So the value for lecture number, topic, book reference and course outcome is displayed, but okay, methodology and these two fields are empty. Okay, I can understand how these two fields because they are empty over here. Methodology is missing. Let's see what's the error. Okay, nothing is showed over here. Method option and it's methodology. So my mistake. I should pass methodology over here, and accordingly I'll change this thing. Then this and this. Okay, I hope no problem is solved. Refresh, click. Yes, so lecture number 1 and all. Now I'll click on second field. Yes, so we are able to pass this information from here to here. Now the important thing, if I want to add the record, I'll click on save button. If I want to edit the record also, I'll click on save button. Then how this node or our Angular will come to know whether I want to edit the record or I want to save the record. So for that, what we'll do, we are going to check the value of underscore id field. I know this is not visible over here, but when our page is loaded, when everything is blank, so when these fields are blank, obviously underscore id field will also be a blank. And if I'll click on edit button, these values are populated, but at the same time this underscore id value will be also be populated. So basically what we are going to do, we are going to check the length of underscore id. We are going to check the length of underscore id field. If the length is greater than 0 means this information is populated and user wants to update the value. And if it is blank means it's a blank thing and now user don't want to update anything, he is trying to add the record if it is blank. So how can we set it to blank and so on? So let us go to that thing. So what I'm going to do is when our form is getting loaded, when our form or when our page is getting loaded, I'm setting values of all the fields to blank. I'm setting values of all the fields to blank. So let's copy over here, paste, and instead of this thing, so what I'm going to do is set it to blank. So copy, paste. Okay, there should be a space also. Paste, paste. So when our page will be loaded, everything is set to blank. So when we are, if we are setting everything to blank means we are also setting underscore id to blank. We are setting underscore id to blank. And let us differentiate between this edit and actually record add thing. How can we do that? So for that, what we are doing is this. So here, let's write a method for save also. So it is ng click. So when user will click on our data, we'll call save method. There is no need to pass the attributes to save method because everything which is there on form, we can access it with the help of scope. So no need to pass anything to it. So let us write a save method. So we have specified over here that when user will click on save button, when user will click on save button, call the method save. So let us define the method save over here. So we are writing dollar scope dot save is equal to function. So it's a function and here I'm checking if dollar scope dot underscore id dot length. If it is greater than 0, if it is greater than 0, let us show the alert message that the code is for edit. Since length is greater than 0 means something is there in id field, so edit option is something which user is trying to pick. Else we'll specify an alert that user wants to go for add option. So in both the cases, user is trying to save the data in a database. And before that, let's print call and edit alert method, where we will display the length of a underscore id field, semicolon, semicolon, and semicolon. Okay, now let's try this thing. Refresh. I'll click on edit button. Now save. So it's saying that okay, length is 24 character and user has opted for edit option. Let's refresh it. Now I click on save. So length is 0 and user has opted for add option and so on. Second thing the missing is, along with save we can have a clear button also. Along with this we can have a clear button where all the values will be cleared, So let's go here and we'll define a method dollar dot scope. Oh, sorry, dollar dot scope, not dollar scope dot clear is equal to function, and in this function I'm copy pasting this code. So here we have defined a function clear which will set all the values, and let us check this function whether it's working or not. Oh, I need to add the clear method also. I forgot that. So along with this save button, let me add one more button in the same column. After that, we'll do some arrangement for that, how to clear, how good. We'll see afterwards how can we make it so that it will look good. So not click, it should be clear, and we'll call a method clear. So there is a method called clear. What happened? What's the name that I have defined here? Clear. We'll call a method clear. So okay, let's check it. Edit. Oh, sorry. First refresh it. Edit and then clear. So I can edit it and then clear. So okay. So fields, everything is getting cleared over here. So nice thing. So let's go here. So now we know that when user is clicking on save button, we can decide whether user wants to save the edited values or user wants to create a new record. So this edit function, it will simply take the values of that particular row and will display it on text boxes. And when user will click on save button, then using this logic, we can understand whether user wants to edit the record or add a new record. So okay, now I'm deleting this alert box. And what we need to do over here, we are going to add one more route, router dot post. So when user will click on save method, we are going to transfer those data. transport those values from form to server. And since we want to transfer the values, we are using post method because it is more safe as compared to get method. So here, let's say first we are writing a code for adding the record. So we'll write add hyphen teaching plan. So user will call this method, and along with this thing it will get some values, arguments, request comma response, and it's a method nameless. So this, yeah, sorry, I'll delete this thing first. Yes. So user will give a call to post method. So this is the URL which user will be called, and the arguments that will be sent will be part of request method. Argument that will be sent will be present in request object. So initially let's try this thing, console.log. So we'll log request dot body. So what we are going to log is request dot body for our purpose. So right now we are writing this thing only, nothing else, and we'll send a response. So we are sending a JSON object as a response, JSON. And since we are sending a JSON, let's say there are arguments like message. So message says that record added, and after that, let's say we'll send object. Okay, initially we are sending only one thing, that is record is added. For object, we'll see how we can send. So we are sending the response back, which says that which specifies the message that, oh, MSC, the record is added. So let's try this thing only, whether it's working properly or not. For that, we'll go over here, and if it is add option, we are going to call that method. So if we want to call that method, definitely we are going to send a post request, and along with the post request, we are supposed to send the object which contains value, which contains all these values, which contains the values like lecture number, topic, book reference. So what about ID? We don't want to send the ID. Why? Because ID is generated by MongoDB. We are not supposed to create that ID. So we can create the object over here, and that object we can send it. So that object, let's write it as const teaching plan is equal to. So this is a JSON object. So okay, teaching plan, not space over here. And as discussed earlier, I can directly copy paste values from over here, so that there will not be any kind of typing mistake, or I can copy paste it from here also. Okay, here, and teaching value for teaching plan, I can take it from here, scope dot teaching plan. So that this is a value taken from our UI. Then second is a topic, and for topic, so value will be scope dot topic. Then for book reference, so value will be scope dot book reference. Then for CO, value will be scope dot CO. Then for methodology, value will be $scope dot methodology. Then for subject, value will be $scope dot subject. And for year, so value is $scope dot year, and so on. So now what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to pass this object to our express method, or our express route, which will store this value, or which will create a MongoDB collection document over there. So for that, we'll use $HTTP dot post. So we want to create a post request. So if I want to create a post request, then the first important thing that I want to send is URL. So here we know, so here what we can do, I can skip this thing, the dollar HTTP colon localhost 3000, because we know on which port it is running and all. So I can save it, take it, I can keep it or I can delete it. It's up to me, or it's up to the programmer also. So copy, and so where is that method? Okay, here I'm calling it post request. So post here, and instead of get, it's add teaching plan. Okay, so I can delete this thing just to be sure there is no spelling mistake or something like that. I can go over here and I can copy paste this thing from here, copy and paste it over here. So we know. So this is the route that we want to call, and the second value that we are supposed to pass is the JSON object, which will be received over here, and that object is this, which we have created over here. So copy and paste. So as discussed earlier, these are asynchronous calls, and we need to wait for the response from the server side. For that, we'll use this then. So whenever there is a response, this then method, we can receive it inside here over here. And for that, we can use this nameless method. So response sent by server will be received in this response object. And this is our nameless method to handle that response. So yes, response. And initially what we can do is we can display the message, or we can check whether the data record is added or not. For that we can use this we can use if statement. So if response dot data sent by them, do it as we know we have sent here. So this is the response data, that is a JSON object which has an attribute called message, So we want to check whether the value of it is record added or not. If it is record added, means what, record is successfully added, otherwise record is not added. And now we can write if value is this thing, then we can say record is added or something like that. So here we can use console dot, first we'll display it, console dot log. So what we are going to log is a response dot data. We'll log it, and then let's display an alert message, time being that record added. So what we are doing, we are waiting for response. Okay, how to directly add a record in a MongoDB? Let's wait for something for some time. We'll see that. First, we'll check whether this post method is properly working or not. So let's go to our UI page. So refresh, and write some values. Let's say lecture number is L3, topic is Node.js, book references R1 is the book, course outcome is CO3, methodology is PPT, subject is let's say Java script, and year is 2020. So let's click on this save button. Oh, nothing is there. Let us check on our console side what's happening. Terminal. So nothing is displayed over here. So it says that add teaching plan methodology is called, but oh, it shows there is a post request for teaching plan slash this thing, but nothing is called over there. So there is a post request for add teaching plan, and nothing is displayed over here. Okay, let's do one thing. I'll try this thing. Copy and paste it over here. Save. Now let us check it. F5. So number L3. Topic is node. Book reference is R1. Course outcome is CO3. Methodology is PPT. Subject is Java script. Year is 2020. And save. Yes, it worked properly. So it shows that record added. I click on OK. Let's go back to here. So you can see this is something which is displayed over here, says lecture number. This is then topic, book reference, CO, methodology, and all. So this is sent, displayed on server side over here, where we are displaying this console body dot request dot body, and here is also there is console dot log where we are displaying response data. So let's check the page code over here. So we'll inspect over here, and if we will see console, there is an object which says message is record added. So this is a message which is displayed over here in response to this console.log, where we are displaying response.data which is received from server side, and this is sent by server, that is recorded added. So okay, so by way communication is there with the help of post method. So yes, communication is done by way with the help of post method. So let us go and directly add a record in a database over. Let us go and add a record in database. So for that we need to write a code over here. So for that we can create the object of a student subject plan, and then we can call a save method. We can create the object of subject plan, and then we can call a save method, and then wait for result, and then wait for result. So we'll create object of teaching plan. Let's say const plan is equal to new teaching plan. So when we are creating the object of a teaching plan, we should pass all the values. We should set the values for all the attributes and so on. So we can set the values for all the attributes. For that, okay, I can copy something from here for saving the time and avoiding the errors also. And instead of scope over here, what we can use is the information is sent as a body of a post method. So I can write over here this thing, request.body dot lecture number, and request.body dot topic, request.body dot book reference, and request.body dot CO, request.body dot methodology, request.body dot subject, and request.body dot year. And after this we can call a save method on this plan. So plan dot save. So when we'll call this method plan dot save, this method call is actually given to the MongoDB, where it will insert the record in a database, and then we need to wait for response from us MongoDB. So for that we'll be using then method. And when there is a response from server side, means what? It will send us the copy of a saved object. It will send us the copy of a saved object that we can receive in result. So this is a copy of saved object. And in this copy there is one extra field that we want, and that is result dot underscore ID. So that field is a result dot underscore ID by using which we can understand. So which field is received and so on. So what we am going to do, so whenever we will receive, I'm going to send a response back to the server. Na? So this response method that we are calling, I'm copy pasting over here. So whenever the object is properly inserted in a database, MongoDB is sending us this result object back. And since this is a synchronous method call, we are receiving it here in a nameless method. And I want to send this object back to the Angular or the calling method. So obj, I'm sending back it with the result. Obj, I'm sending it back a result. So now what it will do, it is receiving the attribute arguments as a request body. Using that, we are creating this teaching plan object. So now, okay, I'm commenting this thing. And then using teaching plan object, we are calling this save method. So where record will be actually added in database. When record is added, MongoDB will send us a reply back. That reply, we are receiving it in this nameless method. So and that reply is stored in result object, and I'm sending that object back to the calling party. That is our Angular controller over here. Angular controller over here. So earlier only message was being transferred. Now we are sending the object back. Now we are sending the object back also. So when we are logging this thing in data, there will be two fields. When we are logging, when we'll be using this console.log, in response.data, there are two things now. One is message and another is object, which is added in a MongoDB database. So let's check on a server. Is there any error? Okay, there is no error. So go here, refresh. Let's add the field lecture numbers L3. Topic is let's say Node.js 3. Then book reference, let's say T3 is a book. Course outcome is CO3. Methodology is PPT. Subject is a JavaScript. And year is 2020. Let's click on save button. It says record added. Now let's inspect the console. So object is written. It has two things, message and the object. And if you see object, there is a book reference that we have passed over here. CO lecture number is there, subject is there, topic is there, course outcome is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. 3, 4, 5. Along with that, there is one extra thing that is underscore ID. So this is the ID of an object which is inserted in a MongoDB database, and this ID is generated by MongoDB. This ID is generated by MongoDB. So, but there is one thing right now, that is record is added. Let us see whether the record is there in a database is also not. So I'll go here, and so this is a teaching plans collection in a test database. I'm refreshing it. Yes, there is a record. There is a record over here, but that record is displayed there in a database, but the record is there in database, means record is added, but it is not displayed over here, but it is not displayed over in this table. So why it is not, now if I'll refresh, it's there, but why earlier it was not there? Why earlier it was not? So every time do I have to click on refresh button? No, that is not a good idea. So what we can do, let's go to our thing. So what I can do to solve this problem? So we know that here, so while when the page is getting loaded, I am adding everything in my data. So we are requesting get teaching plan data. So we are we are calling this URL, and it is sending us the data which is present in the database, and we are storing it in my data. So what if after adding the record, what if after adding the record, I'll push the new record in my data? I'll push the record in my data. In that case, local copy is also updated. In that case, local copy is also updated. So after displaying this alert message, what I'm going to do is dollar scope dot my data dot push. So we are going to push the returned value, this. response.data. But response.data has two things, data as well as object. So are we suppose response.data, it has two fields, message as well as object, as we already discussed. But do you want to push both the things, message as well as object? No, we don't want to push message as well as object. We want to push only object. We want to push only object. So let us push the object over there. So we'll push the object over here, response dot data dot object. So now object will be pushed over here and will be displayed in tabular format, and will be displayed in a tabular format, and our task is done, that the value is properly updated in a data, added in database, as well as our UI is also completed. So let's check it. So let's selection number is L4, topic is Node.js 4. Oh, Node.js 4, book reference, let's say T1, course outcome CO3, methodology is PPT, subject is JavaScript, and year is 2020. Save. It's the record added. It's not displayed over here. So what went wrong? Let us see. We have posted in response.data .obj. Possibly what might have. Oh, so there is a mistake. I'm not supposed to push the response.object. Instead of that, I'm supposed to push this teaching plan object. I'm extremely sorry for this thing. So dollar. Okay. So person teaching plan dot. See, everything is set in teaching plan, but there is one thing that I need to set. There is one thing that I need to set over here is underscore ID. Is underscore ID, because if I want to edit the record, I want to delete the record, I need that ID. So initially I'm setting over here underscore ID. The initial value for this thing is blank, because before adding there is no ID for, there is no ID. Oh, sorry. I don't know the ID. And now I'll set this ID. It should be comma, not semicolon. So before creating the record, the ID is assigned by MongoDB. So, and this is a object created before adding the record. So definitely we don't know the ID. So it is, we are keeping it blank. There is no need to pass that ID over here. Just for our reference, we are keeping it blank, but over here, there is no need to pass the ID. It is assigned by MongoDB only. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the value for this thing as a response.data.obj, and in that object there is a field called underscore ID. So this object is written by MongoDB, and then we are written from Express to this Angular page. So we are setting this ID, and now I'm pushing this teaching plan object. Now I am pushing this teaching plan object. So let us check this thing. I'll refresh it. So lecture number L5, topic Node.js 5, book reference T3, outcome CO2, methodology PPT, subject JavaScript, and year is 2020. Saved. Yes, it is added. So problem is solved. Now I can clear it also. Good. So now we know we can add the records, and these records are displayed over here. Now if I'll click, I can get these values over here also, which I should be able to edit. And the important thing, I should be able to delete those values also. So let us inspect the page source over here. So this is the page source over here, and while deleting also and while editing also, we are going to use this field. So where underscore ID is set, and using this ID we can edit the record as well as we can delete the records present in MongoDB. Let's go back to our code. So now we know we can save the records, and if we can save the records, we will be able to edit the record. And for that we'll use this, we'll write here, if length is greater than 0 means we want to edit. So we are supposed to write the code here for updating the records. We are supposed to write the code here for updating the records. So here we are going to write the code for editing the record, and again for that also we need to create this teaching plan object. But now there is a difference, and that difference is, if I want to edit, I know the ID. For saving, I don't know the ID, but if I want to edit, I know the ID. So I'll copy it from here, and instead of blank, it is like this. Instead of blank, it is like this. And now I'm going to create a post. I'm going to call a post method over here like this. But I cannot use this method for add teaching plan. So let's create another method. Let's create another post over here, or another route over here. So I'll say router dot post, and we'll say update the value. So update teaching plan, and definitely it will have again two things, request and response, semicolon. And now we'll create a teaching plan object over here like earlier. Const plan is equal to, so anything wrong, why it is showing error over here? Request comma response is equal to, okay, so there is something wrong over here. What it says, so it will have a request and response object received. Now it is right, and we are going to create object over here, copy and paste. And now we will call update method. Now we'll call the update method on teaching plan. So teaching plans dot, so we'll use update, but we don't want to update all the records, we want to update only one record. So we'll call this update one method. And since we want to add update one record, first we need to specify the condition over here, that on which condition we want to update the record. So we are updating the record using underscore ID field. So we are specifying value of underscore ID field. It should be equal to request dot body dot underscore ID, which is passed from there to over here. And after that, the new object, how new object should look like, and the new object should look like this. So if ID is matched, replace the existing object with these values. So this is the condition. So we are matching the ID, and if it is matched, then this is the new information that I'm supposed to replace over here. So this is the second thing that we are passed over here. And again we know, so when information is updated, we'll get a response from MongoDB back. So if there is an error, they will specify there is an error, or otherwise we will get the updated document back over here. So we can write something like this. So it's an nameless method which contains error if it is error, or it will return the doc. So here we are checking if there is an error. We'll simply display that what's the error over here. So we'll say we'll use this console dot log and we'll display the error message. But if there is no error, then time being, let's display this thing console dot log. I'm displaying this doc console dot log. We are displaying this doc. So we are calling this update one method, which will look for one document from the MongoDB database where the ID is equal to the ID passed from our Angular form. And once that document is found, it will replace that document with this new object, which specifies the new values for lecture number, topic, book reference, and everything. And then when there is a response from MongoDB, it will call this nameless method, which will receive error if there is an error. Otherwise, a document which contains the updated document and so on. So let us test this thing. So we'll refresh it. There are 5 values. Let's say I want to replace this fifth this thing, and I want to change the CO from CO2 to CO4 and a book reference from T3 to T4. So these are two things I want to change. I'll click on save. It says edit option is selected. Nothing is reflected over here, but let us go and check in MongoDB database and on our console. So on a console, nothing is displayed. On a console, nothing is displayed. If there is any error or doc, it should be displayed over here. But important thing, have we called the method? Good. I have not called the method. Thanks. So, okay, for that, I forgot to call that method from here. I should on save na. If it is length is greater than 4, I should call the edit method also. So display. So instead of add teaching plan, I'm calling update teaching plan. So copy and paste it over here. And to that, I'm passing this teaching plan object, and in a response, I should get something. So am I sending response from over here? No, I'm not sending response from over here. So let's do that. So I can use same thing over here. Response.json, copy, paste it away. If it is an error, then message will be error, and I'll not send any object over here in this case. But if record is successfully updated, then in this case, I can send a message record updated, and we can send this doc back. Sorry, I forgot to call the method. So it will send the response back, allow the display. So if it is an error, the message will be error. Otherwise, the message will be record added, and it is sending the updated document also back to the HTML page. So here the message that we are looking for is record updated. If it is there, then only we can say record is updated. Otherwise, the record is not updated. So if it is record updated, then we can simply display this response console.data, and we'll say alert message that record is updated. And now what we are supposed to, there is no need to change the ID over here. But what we need to change is we need to change the values in our table data. What we need to change is value in our table data. So for that, what we need to do, we need to delete the existing record. or we need to update the existing record. So we can do that. Let's keep it for lateral part, how to update that record and all. But just now let us take over here that we know that record is updated. So what one thing that we can do is we can delete the previous value and we can add the previous value, or we can do some filtering over that. So but one thing we know is we don't need to change the ID, and we also know that there is no need to push the data, it's already there. But how to change the UI value, that we will see later. But let's see whether we are getting this updated record and whether the value is getting updated in a database or not. Okay, on terminal, oh, it is not showing any error. So let's go back over here and refresh. L5, we want to change from CO2 to CO3 and book reference from T3 to T4. Let's click on save. It is an edit option. Okay, nothing is displayed over here. Let's go back to our console. Is it showing anything? Yes, it is. Oh, it is showing an error also. Performing an update on the path underscore ID would modify the immutable field underscore ID. Okay. So so there is some error. Let's look into this error. So this is a teaching underscore plan OPG.js file. So instead of this plan, let us pass this value independently. Let's check whether it will work properly or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a JSON object over here. So that is a copy and post it here. So basically now what I'm doing is like this. So instead of creating this object and passing it over here, instead of creating object over here and passing here, I'm saying that okay, this is the ID, then this is the new lecture number, update the values of lecture number, topic, book reference, CO, methodology, subject and year over here. And if there is error, get the error over here, and if there is no error, then get doc over here. So I'm modifying this thing. So basically I'm not passing an object, instead I'm passing a JSON object explicitly over here. And now let us check whether it is working properly or not. So go back here. Let us edit this thing. So book references T4 and CO3 CO3. Save, updated. Okay, it says record updated properly. Now inspect it. So on a console object, it says that okay, OBJ says that one record is updated, modified value is 1. It says that okay, it's properly updated. So OBJ is okay, one record is properly updated, and modified, it says it is 1. So docs is giving us the information about updates and all. Let us check this thing, updates in a MongoDB database. So this was the earlier value. Let me refresh it. So this is a lecture number 5 with book references T4 and CO3 as CO3. Means yes, value is modified. So these were the updated values over here. From 5 we can see that we have modified it to CO3 and T4. If we want one more time, let's modify this book reference to T5 and goes to T13 and save. It says record is updated. Let's go back to our MongoDB and refresh it. So here we can see that now CO is CO13, lecture number is 5 and book reference T5. So it is updating properly. So since it is updating properly, our next target is the updated value should be reflected over here. The updated value should be reflected over here. So let's see how we can do that, reflecting the updated value over here. For that, what we need to do, we can write the code over here. So once we know that record is properly updated, we should change the values inside my data over here. We should change the values inside my data over here. So we are supposed to update what? We are supposed to update the CO number and all other things. For that, we can write a code over here. Over here. So here we will write a code to update the value in UI also. For that, we are supposed to update this thing, uh, my data, because this actually contains the data. So if we'll modify this and this data is displayed on UI. So for that, we can write a code. Let's say for I where I is equal to 0, I is less than dollar scope dot my data dot length I plus plus. And now what we are supposed to do? Okay, instead of where, I'll use let over here. And now here I'll check if dollar scope dot to my data of ith record. So ith records underscore value ID, if it is equal to the ID of a record that we want to modify, if it is equal to ID of a record that we want to modify. So in my data, if the ID of that particular record is equal to this, means okay, now we know which value in array we're supposed to modify. Okay, it should be scope, there is spelling mistake. So the ID that we want to modify, we are matching it with the ID of the record. And if it is modified, then we can set all the values. Here. In that case, we are modified the values means what we are supposed to do. We will write this thing. For this record, lecture number will be new lecture number that user wanted to set. Then similarly, we'll set other fields also: topic, book reference, subject, year. So first we are matching the values, matching the ID, and if ID is matched, then we can update all the values for book reference, CO. So these are the values we basically taking from the form and assigning it to the particular object in our my data array. So we'll copy it over here and we'll paste over there. So this is the updated topic value. Then this will be the updated book reference value, CO value, methodology value, subject value, and year value. And one more thing that we need to do is replace this colon by equal to. So what we are doing, see, my data values are basically displayed on form. So we are checking the value of I through. We are changing the value of I through, where ID we are matching with the ID that user wanted to change. So database is already changed. So we want to change the displayed values also. So let's check whether our logic is working properly or not. Refresh here. So it's CO13 and book is T5. So let's change CO13 to CO3 and book T5 to T2. So now this should be reflected over here also. Save edit option, record is successfully updated, and we can see here. So it is T2 and T3. Let us do one thing, update over here. So here subject set it to JavaScript, and here let's say 2020 update, record updated. Yes, it's done. Let us update this also. Here we'll set subject to again JavaScript, and here let us set it to 2021. Save. Audit option is selected. Record is updated. So let us check whether these changes are there in done in a or MongoDB database also or not. So we'll refresh it. See, subject and year fields are added over here. Subject year field is set to 2021, and yes, all the changes are done properly. So let's go back to our code. So in this part, we'll stop over here. In next part, we'll see how to delete the record and reflect the same change over here in a form. And let's add some bootstrap to this form so that it will look have some better look. So we'll do this thing in next part.